Hello again, welcome back. You're watching and listening to Breakfast with Anne and Martin.
Yeah, joining us this morning in the studio to go through the papers is the writer and journalist Emma Wolfe and the broadcaster legend Peter Price. Looking forward to this. It was very lively the last hour.
Peter this morning.
Yeah, Peter, you've been promoted.
Only me mother called me Peter.
Yeah, Peter. Well, the last hour you definitely had your Weetabix, so let's have another good ding-dong this time. Emma, let's kick off with you. Oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
COVID-19 cases rising in the UK.
I'm sick of COVID, but it's another way to keep us under control, to keep us in our pens, put a mask on, be quiet, don't leave your home.
That's a ruthless statement.
It's the truth, I'm afraid. COVID is on the rise, a 30% increase in July. Lots of reasons why I don't believe this is even significant. But anyway, this is still the cases are still way below the cases recorded at the start of the pandemic. The point is, at the moment, this was relying on self-reporting. Loads of people aren't self-reporting. This is relying on the fact that there isn't free testing routinely available for anyone, so loads of people aren't testing. People are getting coughs and colds. People are staying indoors because we're having such an appalling summer. And apparently, COVID is going to, guess what? It's going to surge up again this winter.
Is that what the Telegraph is saying?
It's amazing, isn't it, actually?
But it's interesting. I heard a report that Boots are saying the sales of the testing kits have gone right through the roof.
Well, they've gone up 33%, but that's also, Pete, because now free tests aren't available. Do you remember you used to have boxes and boxes sort of being thrown at you, handed out?
Which I still have.
I still have you.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a COVID test once. It took about 17 hours to work out all the bits that I had to put in my ear and put in my nose and mix up. So I just thought, after that, I'm not doing it.
All right, that's a complete downer. Pete, let's move on to your story.
Well, just before we finish that, I've just had my injection, so I'm still having my COVID
So you've
boosters.
just had another
I've just had
booster.
another
That's
booster.
the other thing. People are not... The uptake of boosters is a lot lower, but you're still doing boosters.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So
At my
which part of
age.
immunity do you not understand? When they told me that my jabs were giving me immunity and then they started asking me for my 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th booster, I just started thinking, well, hang on a minute, what was the immunity bit?
So, you see, I do a flu jab every year.
Hang on, they didn't say the vaccines would give you immunity. The vaccines give you protection.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting into a COVID thing.
I know.
My story. I'm sick of the dogs today on your show, so I'm changing it to seagulls.
Psycho seagulls.
They'll talk about this as much.
But
this is a serious story. It's a psycho seagulls attack up to 41 Scots, and they're in hospital. Over 8 years it's gone.
They've been attacked by seagulls?
By seagulls. It actually, Anne, is a problem.
It is a problem.
That's why I wanted to talk about the story. It's causing damage to the economy in cities. They are, and especially holiday resorts, they are getting more and more violent, more and more daring. And I don't know if people know, but there's certain cities, and I think it's all over the country, where they have hawks out at night culling the seagulls, which has got to be done. But they have to do it at night because people get upset. But the seagulls are scary. They're outside the Playhouse in Liverpool. There's a place where the seagulls are, and some people go and feed them. But they will attack anyone that's eating. They do not care.
Now, is it our fault because we create too much waste, which we leave around in our cities? But also, we eat in the streets. We didn't used to do that.
Yeah.
Is it actually our fault or the seagulls?
That's interesting. I just had one swoop on a sausage I was eating once, and I was very upset by
That's
it.
the thing. In coastal towns, they're very hungry. They're very aggressive.
Yeah.
They're very aggressive.
So, yes, people are sitting on the beach eating their fish and chips, but that's what people do on beaches and, on holiday.
But you're all right. So when we see, sort of these psycho rats that we hear about in places like Birmingham, they simply go where there's food, where there's refuse. And we have so much fast food in bins or on the streets. They say we eat while we're walking. But we did this story before on Breakfast. It went nuts. People are really getting attacked by these things.
And
they
also,
compare to the feathered
But they
Luftwaffe.
actually seriously are violent. Yeah.
Foxes in central London are a real problem. I don't know, probably the same around the country.
Oh,
they seem to be attacking bins. Are these animals hungrier than they used to be? Did they used to have a food? I mean,
no, I think we're more wasteful.
But have you
also
also noticed? I from when I was younger, do not remember seagulls being as big as they are. They were were seagulls. They weren't. These
they're eating
things,
a lot now.
these walk alongside you going, are you finished with that or what?
Yeah.
It's just, they frighten me.
They're like flying dogs, some of them. They're that big.
Flying
Yeah.
dog. You had to get the dogs in to get more
back to the
pictures in, didn't you?
It becomes more and more like the movie, doesn't it? With the birds, because because they come from a different dimension to us, and fly in your face.
I can't believe you mentioned that film. When that film came out, I actually had more respect for budgies than I've ever had in my life.
Yes, maybe we should all watch it and have more respect for birds.
Right, from the sublime to the ridiculous, Emma, we're now going on to HS2, because guess what? They've finally worked out that it's unachievable.
That it's not a great idea, this multi-billion... I think the word is beleaguered, this train line is beleaguered, beset by all sorts of trouble. I seem to be the ranter this morning. Anyway, HS2, guess
You're doing
what?
well.
It's not all going according to plan, apparently. This is the watchdog is saying that in terms of project definition, schedule, budget, quality, benefits and delivery, i.e. everything, HS2 is in trouble.
And how much does it cost?
Multi-billion.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think anyone wants to put a figure on it, but it'll be billions and billions.
And of course,
They've
It's
got
going to be
all sorts of-
100 billion at least.
We hated it because it wasn't coming to Liverpool.
Yeah.
It was not coming anywhere near
And
Liverpool.
the first phase, or the first two phases at the moment, London to Birmingham and then on to Crewe in Cheshire, that's all sorts of problems. I don't know if you've been past Euston in London recently, but they want to. They're wondering about stripping back the Euston terminal, and that would result in £1 billion overspent. I mean, these are billions of.
And someone's making a lot of money out of this.
Yeah, and it's one of those issues that I campaigned for months in the West Midlands, and this issue came up time and time again.
Or to change
I campaigned in the area, and when we asked people about this, you could barely find a single resident in the West Midlands that wanted this. It seems to be something that business leaders want, or people that ferry between London and Birmingham 10 minutes quicker. In terms of the punters, they had no interest.
Such a small amount of time, you know, for the benefits that you know that it reduces that journey. And yet, in the north and across the country, and especially across east to west, you need transport, improvements in infrastructure, but not in this one.
But the train from Liverpool to London now is about 2.5 hours. When I was younger, it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
By the way, with the H2, I always remember when Scylla was alive, bless her, they wanted to take a piece of her garden. She was not a happy lady. Not a happy lady at all.
She had to give it up.
Sadly, she passed away, so...
Before it happened,
Yeah.
oh, of course.
Let's move on to your story here, Pete, and you're pulling us back to Corrieland. There's a first
I am indeed.
ever gay wedding.
I'm a Coronation Street fan, fanatical fan, and I've never missed an episode since day one.
You are
Black and white.
joking.
I've never missed an episode. And Albert Taglott and Ina Sharples and Minnie Cordwell will turn in their graves at a gay wedding. Joking apart, it's a fabulous thing.
So this is
there's
the
a gay
first
wedding.
time there's going to be a gay wedding on Coronation
Billy and
Street.
Paul, I'm
surprised it's waited this long for a gay wedding, isn't it?
It's been a build-up, and he's a vicar in it. So, and Paul, bless him, is very poorly in it. He's got an illness. And I was sadly not invited to the wedding, but I will dress accordingly when the episode is out. But I wanted to mention it because that's how it's changed so much.
Yes, it has.
Soaps have come up, or ongoing dramas, as they're called these days. And I think it's great that they're having a gay wedding. But yes, you're right. It's
surprising it hasn't happened already.
Long time coming.
Yeah, it has been a long time coming.
Emma Wolf, Pete Price. Pete, not Peter Price. Let's leave it there. Thank you. We'll see you again in an hour's time.